Before going into the next exercise, let us revise this rational number and irrational number. And irrational number. Now what is rational number? It is of the form P by Q, where P is an integer, Q is an integer and Q is not equal to 0. This is what you have learned the definition of rational number. Example 1 by 2 and 1 by 3. 1 by 2 is a terminating rational number and 1 by 3 is non-terminating and recurring rational number. Just by looking at the rational number, how can you say whether it is a terminating rational number or a non-terminating recurring rational number? What you have to do is you have to factorize the denominator, that is Q. If the factors of Q is 2, 5 or both, then you can say this rational number is a terminating rational number. If you are having any other factor apart from 2 and 5, then you say that it is a non-terminating recurring rational number. Example 1 by 11. Just by looking at this fraction, can you say whether it is a terminating rational number or a non-terminating rational number? It is non-terminating and recurring because this denominator is 11, which is other than 2 and 5. Next, another thing you have to remember, just before looking at the Q, you have to reduce to lowest term, that is standard form. For example, I am going to take the number 9 upon 36. Directly I should not factorize 36 over here, but I had to cut this number into lowest term, that is 9 by 36 is written as 1 upon 4. This 4 can be written into factors as 2 into 2. Since it is having the factor 2, we can say this is a terminating rational number. This denominator can have either 2 alone, 5 alone or 2 and 5 both. Consider the rational number 1 upon 7. It is neither in the form of 2 nor 5. So we can say it is a non-terminating recurring rational number. Now we will move on to the irrational number. What do you mean by irrational number? The number which cannot be expressed in the form of P upon Q. For example, root 2, root 3, root 5, etc. These numbers cannot be expressed in the form of P upon Q and they are non-terminating and non-recurring also, never repeat also. They are non-terminating and non-recurring. Let us see some of the properties of this irrational numbers. What are the properties of irrational numbers? Suppose the sum or difference of a rational number and an irrational number will be an irrational number. Here 2 is a rational number, root 3 is an irrational number. So if I am going to add this rational plus irrational, I will be getting a irrational number. This is a sum. Suppose I am subtracting. This is a rational number. I am subtracting an irrational number from a rational number. The resultant will also be an irrational number. This is regarding the sum and difference. Coming to the product and division, a non-zero rational number and irrational number when it is multiplied. Here 3 is a rational number, root 2 is an irrational number. Here we are multiplying a rational with an irrational. So the resultant will also be an irrational number. Here 1 is a rational number and root 2 is an irrational number. We are dividing both. So the resultant will also be an irrational number. Next, this will be proving. After this will be proving in a short while. Next, before that you have to understand one theorem, that is, if P is a prime number and if it is dividing A square, then P divides A also, where A is a positive integer. I am repeating once again. If P is a prime number and P is dividing A square, then P divides A also, where A is a positive integer. This theorem we are going to use it now in proving the properties of a irrational number. Now let us move to the question number 1 of exercise 1.3, where you have to prove root 5 is an irrational. This question is a very important question. Surely you will get in the exam. You have to prove, we know that root 5 is irrational, but how will you prove that root 5 is irrational? For proving this, we are assuming that on the contrary, let us assume that root 5 is rational. Now we are assuming that root 5 is a rational number. If root 5 is a rational number, you know that rational number is of the form P upon Q, where P and Q are integers. So we have to find two integers to represent this root 5. So let us find two integers A and B such that root 5 is equal to A upon B. One more thing we have to remember, where A and B are co-prime over here. That means, what do you mean by co-prime? The HCF of these two numbers is 1. This is the most important line. A and B are co-prime. That is the factor. There is no common factor between A and B other than 1. HCF is equal to 1. I'll repeat once again. We have to prove root 5 is irrational. For that, on the contrary, we are assuming that root 5 is rational. What do you mean by rational number? Rational number are the numbers which can be expressed in the form of P upon Q, where P and Q are integers. Since we are assumed that root 5 is rational, now we have to find two integers, that is, assume that A and B, such that root 5 is equal to A and B. One more condition you have to remember over here, where A and B are co-prime, that is, the HCF of both these numbers are equal to 1. Now if you cross multiply by cross multiplication, what you get? Root 5 into B is equal to A. So now I am going to square on both the sides. Squaring on both the sides, I will be getting root 5 B whole square is equal to A square. Root 5, when it is squared, what is root 5 into root 5? 5. B square is B square, which is equal to A square. That means 5 is dividing A square. Implies, so you can say implies 5 divides A square. Just now we saw one theorem. If P is dividing A square, P divides A also, where P is a prime number. Here also 5 is a prime number. So if 5 is dividing A square, then 5 divides A also. So according to that theorem you have to write. You have to state that theorem in the bracket. That is, if P divides A square, then P also divides A also. Next step. A. Now let us assume. Let us write A is equal to 5C for some integer C. Now let us write A is equal to 5C for some integer C. Putting this value of A in the previous equation, we get, that is, in this equation we know that 5b square is equal to A square. So in this equation I am going to put the value of A. So 5b square is equal to 5c whole square. So 5b square is equal to 25c square. So I can cut both these 5's. So b square is equal to 5c square. Implies 5 divides b square. Therefore 5 divides b also. according to that theorem, that is, if P divides A square, then P divides A also. So this is the theorem you are having. So based on that theorem, if 5 is dividing B square, then 5 divides B also. What you are doing it over here, let me repeat these steps. I am going to put the value of A as 5C in this equation. 5B square is equal to A square. So 5B square is equal to, in place of A square, write 5C whole square. So 5B square is equal to 25C square. B square is equal to 5 and 25 will get cut by 5. So 5C square implies 5 divides B square. If 5 is dividing B square, then 5 will divide B also. Based on the theorem, if P divides A square, then P divides A also. Now, therefore, A and B have 5 as a common factor now. Now A and B have 5 as a common factor. But this contradicts. But this is a contradiction. Why? Because we said, because we know A and B are co-prime. They don't have any other factor other than 1. So this is a contradiction. Therefore, we can, our assumption is wrong. Therefore, our assumption is wrong, which concludes that root 5 is irrational. Hope you understood now. That is, A and B is having a 5 as a common factor, but according to our assumption that A and B are co-prime, that is, they don't have any other factor except 1. So our assumption is wrong. So we can conclude that root 5 is irrational. Moving on to the second question. Prove that 3 plus 2 root 5 is irrational. Again, you have to prove that this number is an irrational number. Again, on a contrary, we will assume that 3 plus 2, 5 is a rational number. So you write, let us assume 3 plus 2 root 5 is a rational number. Is a rational number. So if it is a rational number, it should be of the form P upon Q. So we will need 3. We would need 2 integers A upon B, where 3 plus 2 root 5 will be equal to 2 root 5. 3 plus 2 root 5. So we can say, we can find co-prime integers A and B, where B is not equal to 0, such that 3 plus 2 root 5 is equal to A upon B. Now we will take 3 to the other side. So 2 root 5 is equal to A upon B minus 3. 2 root 5 is equal to A minus 3B upon B. Take 2 also to the other side. Root 5 is equal to A minus 3B upon 2B. Now on left hand side you have an irrational number, equal to on right hand side we have an rational number, because just now we proved root 5 is an irrational number, but this is of the form P upon Q, where B is not equal to 0. So this number becomes the rational number, which is not possible. It is not possible. Irrational cannot be equal to rational. It is not possible. So our assumption is wrong. So therefore we can conclude that 3 plus 2 root 5 is irrational. So the question number 3 is also of the same type. You can do it by yourself. Now we have come to the end of our exercise, that is exercise 1.4, where it is asked, without actually performing the long division, state whether the following is a rational numbers, will have terminating decimal expansion or a non-terminating repeating decimal expansion. Here the rational numbers are given. Just by looking at that, you have to decide whether it is a terminating one or a non-terminating repeating decimal expansion. So just now we have learnt one conclusion. For terminating, you have to check the factors of q, which should be equal to 2 power n into 5 power m. Other than this, everything is non-terminating repeating expansion. So let us check now. What is the first number? First number is 13 upon 3125. This 3125 can be factorized as 2 power 0 into 5 power 5. We are not having any other factors apart from 2 and 5. So this will be a terminating 1. What about this? You have to check only the denominator, not the numerator. So 8 can be written as 2 power 3. So it is having the factors only 2. So we can say it is a terminating. And this one, 455 can be written as 5 into 7 into 13. We are having 2 extra factors other than 2 and 5. 7 and 13 we are having. So it is not terminating. And 1600 can be written as 2 power 6 into 5 power 1. So it is terminating. You have to prime factorize. Next, 343. 343 is nothing but 7 power 3. So it is also non-terminating. We are having other than 2 and 5. Next is, it is already given in the powers of 2 and 3, 2 and 5. So it is terminating. Next one is also given in the powers of 2, 5 and 7. But 7 is there. So it is non-terminating. Next one, 15. 15 can be written as 3 into 5. Here 5 is okay, but 3 we should not have 3. So it is non-terminating. Next 50. 50 can be written as, how can we write 50? 5 2s are 10. 10 into 10, 100. So here also we are having, I need 50. 5 into 2 into 5. So 5 2s are 10, 10 5s are 50. We are having only 5 and 2. So it is terminating. Next, last one is, first see, you have to do the lowest term over here, 77 upon 210. So it is 11 upon 30. This 30 can be written as 3 into 5 into 2. 3 is there. So it is non-terminating. Hope you understood this method. Let us move on to the next question. This can be done orally. Write down the decimal expansion of those rational numbers in question number 1 above, which are terminating decimal expansion. That is, we have to divide it and write it in the form of decimal expansion. The last question, the following real numbers are decimal expansions as given below. In each question, decide whether they are rational or not. If they are rational and of the form P upon Q, what can you say about the prime factors of Q? What about the first one? It is a terminating rational number. Because it is not, how can you make it and write it in the form of P upon Q? 4, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 divided 7, 8, 9 divided by, after decimal places, you count the number of decimal places. How many decimal places you are having? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you will put 9 zeros. Second one, since the dots are there and no digit is repeating again and again, it is an irrational number. Third one, bar is there. So it is a rational number. We have come to the end of the chapter. So I will be giving some extra questions in the description box. Go through the questions. If you are having any doubt, put it in the comment section. Only very few questions will be getting from this chapter. Very few important questions. Those questions are fixed. That is, in last exercise you will be getting root 5 is irrational and 3 plus 2 root 5 is irrational. And in the previous exercise also, that LCM and HCF, relationship between LCM and HCF, that 6 power n cannot end with 0 for any natural number. These questions are in the first chapter, HCF and finding the HCF of two numbers and writing Euclid's division algorithm. These all questions will come in the exam. Go through the questions. I'll put the extra questions. Go through it.